What's up, everybody? Droopy here again. Sorry, I gotta apologize again for the delay. I know I'm taking forever to get between videos and whatnot. Uh, it's just I kind of have a bit of a tumultuous life. That roller coaster ride is and I don't have a Top Gun, with my feet dangling and shit. Instead, my ride's fucking more like the Grizzly, where it's all fucking rickety wood and shit, and fucking you go up there and it's like banging your ass around and shit, whatever. Yeah, so I apologize for that. But I just talked to my boy Vic. You've heard me mention him. Victor was is a damn good friend of mine. We haven't really, kicked it and seen each other in a lot of years. Anyway, I just talked to him. He's all on board with this. So we're gonna get together and I'm gonna put a video out with me and him, bullshitting and reminiscing and whatnot. I mean, already just right away, he just started spitting fucking stories that I fucking forgot about and shit, and about Big Los. And again, I know I got a bit emotional on that last video outside Antioch Junior High, but that's just because that's how much respect and love we all have for Blackbird, for Carlos Ramirez. Like Vic just said, he's like, they don't make him like him anymore. He's the toughest motherfucker I ever met. I mean, I've known a lot of tough guys in my life, but Carlos just, he just takes the cake because he had heart, and he's just a natural born fighter. You know what I mean? But again, not a punk in any way whatsoever. He hated punks. I mean, if you acted like that, you was all tough and you was a punk, you couldn't even kick it. And so that's coming up. I'm gonna get together with him doing that. What the fuck? Somebody call me now. God damn it! It's always got to be some fucking interruption and shit. Anyway, yeah. So I'm just chiming in real quick, just to let you guys know that I'm still around. I do see some of your messages and whatever. A lot of you are asking about Lil Los. I'm reaching out to him. I haven't heard back from him yet. He's gonna be a tough one to get because he's got his life going and shit. And the past is it's a rough one. So sometimes people don't want to relive that shit. But I got a gift to Gab, and that's my homie. So hopefully we can get him on camera, and I can ask him some questions and shit. And I don't want to say nothing more about him or anything like that. And what he's up to, whatever, without talking to him first. He don't even know fuck I'm doing this shit right now. I want to get Blackbird, Shadow, and shit, and it's just various homies none of y'all ever heard about because we all just, like I said, just gonna bullshit and reminisce and whatnot. Also, I'm thinking about next, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna like cruise the yacht and just like bump some wood music and shit and kind of chime in. So like when he mentions things, I'll tell you all about the backstory, like how that came about. One I can think of right now is like like when I mentioned Big Los before and the Deamons in My Sleep, that song. So real quick, man, when he came out with that, I was in San Diego going to school down there, and shit, I never even heard that fucking I never even heard that album. He was supposed to send me a whole bunch of shit. I lived in Pacific Beach. There was like fucking, this is back when there were still music stores and shit. They were like all over the fucking place. So Will was supposed to send me a bunch of CDs and shit. Never did. So I never even heard that fucking album until literally like 4 or 5 months ago, even if that. I found it in my garage. So my sister had it or some shit and fucking, so it was like brand new to me, and fuck, I've been bumping that shit ever since. And so the stories are crazy. Demons in My Sleep, I don't even really want to talk about it too much right now, but placing the fingers on the lips, I guess I'll get into it just real quick. See, man, I don't even want to talk about that because that's when he died. Fucking well, we was shit, man. I never knew that Wood did that. Okay, now I know that Wood went in there because Blackbird and Wood, we was all super close. I mean, we were all best friends. You know what I mean? But they grew up together as best friends. Lil Los and Lil Bob, they grew up together as best friends. So when Bob's mom had to go identify Carlos, after all that shit, I'm sure you guys all heard about it. Again, I'll talk about that a bit more later. That situation. They they all went inside. Well, all the homies, we were all there though. We was outside in the parking lot of the fucking hospital, and I remember, when they came out, I asked Wood, I said, how's it look? And all he said was not good, and that was it. We never talked about it again before, because we talk about that shit, right? So when I fucking heard that shit for the first time, fuck man, I ain't even trying to do this, but when that really hit, So yeah, I'll get more into depth with that story because I really want to focus again on getting up to like Woodie, how we all just came about, and really gonna focus on Blackbird and on another motherfucker. You all probably wonder why I ain't mentioned him yet. I can't ask this dude how he feels about this. But one of my best friends in the world, that's Gabriel Snoop Roberson. Interesting. My first encounter with him was at Fight Alley, which is right behind Joe's Liquor, down the street from Maniac Junior High. He got in a fight. That's the first time I ever met Gabe and saw Gabe. He got in a fight in the alley, and he too. Yeah, I wouldn't say he won that fight. Gabe got a big old nose, right? And so kid got him pretty just bled all over the fucking place, but it don't matter, like from the famous words of the Mr. Miyagi, win lose don't matter, earn respect, right? So anyway, kind of all over the place here. So what I'm gonna do now though is, like I said, I'm gonna just drive around, pump wood, and so that'll be like a side thing. Then I'll have the interviews, and then I'm gonna get back to my story again with Antioch Junior High. I'm gonna go back there. I did shoot a video not long ago because I got all mad at my old lady. We got a fight, and I just kind of raced over there, but I felt like it's real preachy and shit. Like, I'm just talking about life in general, because I noticed a lot of you guys that hit me up are young. A couple dudes said like they listened to him since 6th grade. He's like 21. Another dude said he's been listening to Woodie since he was 12. He's like 24. And I think that's the fucking shit, man. I mean, that shit's great. And it just makes this all worth it. So I'm sorry I can't chime into you guys fast enough. Like I said, I'm a busy motherfucker with a bunch of bullshit. But anyway, I really appreciate your guys' patience. I'm gonna go do that right now. So I'm gonna try to add that to this video here, and then hopefully in a few days it's gonna be me and Vic. Now Vic, I met him my first day of junior high as well. In fact, right after that fight with Wood down in the stairwell, I made my way up there to Miss Lippard's class. Miss Lippard was a hunchback old fucking lady with big ass old titties, and she used to drink fucking vodka or coffee, and she's a fucking bitch, right? Vic sitting right in front of me. Don't even know each other. First thing the motherfucker turns around and looks at me, he's like, think you can beat me up? Yeah, I was like, fuck, I don't know, But anyway, so Vic taught me, he was the one that taught me originally about XIV, because I never knew shit. I came from Concord for 3 years in elementary school. I never even heard of that shit, until I saw it on the wall. I was like, what the fuck is that? And he's like, what? You don't know what that is? It was right here at Kimball School, and we saw that shit too, because he used to live in the Sam's apartment. But anyway, so that was it. That's how I met Vic, and we became real good friends, one of my best friends in the world. And then, so when Wood, it has calls us all out on, Yacht Influence, he talks about Vic, getting out soon and shit. That's a whole other story. If Vic wants to tell that story, I'll let him tell that story. But fuck, man. We got a long way to go, so just, if you can, I appreciate your patience and bear with me, man. Guys, girls, whoever the fuck's watching this, because we do got a lot of stories, and just talking to him on the phone right there was just boom, 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 like bringing up old shit, like how fucking Big Los went, literally motherfucker, Big Los, like I said, the toughest motherfucker in the world, walked up into this fucking cat. We were at war with these dudes, right? He went up in that motherfucker by himself and just punk dude that owned the house. I ain't gonna say his name because we cool with him now, and we he's a cool dude and shit. So I ain't gonna blast him out on here, whatever. But you know what? Fuck, man. Oh man, I'm gonna tell you about the time when I got jumped in 1997, 4th of July, 92, 4th of July. That's when I first saw what Big Los was really about as far as his toughness. I'm alright, so here we go. So we're at Fly's house. It's 4th of July. It's me, Jose, Raymond, Lucio, Big Los, and Vic, right? And we're all we go down by the water and shit. We're watching all the fucking fireworks. It's just people everywhere, whatever. and Fly's on 7th Street, right? So we're down by the water, so we're good so many blocks, down. And so as we all kind of start walking back, we're just a little bit just, kind of dispersed from each other. And I remember it was me and Lucio's sister Ann and her friend, and then the little, so many feet in front of me was Big Los. Now I had been kicking it. Me and Vic been kicking with them for a good couple months now, and I realized now that the whole time, Los was evaluating us. But anyway, so he's walking by, and then way up there was Jose and Raymond and Vic, and I think Alex Two-Brain might have been there too, or Goofy Eddie, I can't remember. But anyway, so all of a sudden, there's this hell of black fools just talking shit, right? Like in the street, like all fucking. I thought they was all gonna fight each other and shit. I'm like, well, the fool's about to get in a fight, and all of a sudden, this black dude comes up like this, and fucking showing a fucking pistol grip, right? Walking next to us. So we're like walking here, So if I'm walking the street, he's out there in the street, right? And there's Big Los up there, and he comes walking up. He's like, fuck XIV, fuck XIV, showing his pistol grip. And I realized, like, what the fuck? Like, these fools are all talking shit to us. And so I was like, hey, Los, bro. And Los just like walking. Los just walking. He keeps looking over there. Like that. He just fucking goes out to the street. Fucking swings at fucking dude. Missed him with the right. Bam! Caught him with his fucking left. Knocked that motherfucker. Boom! Right on his fucking ass. And boom, 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 boom. I mean, he just lit him up. Dude's like, he got a gun in his waist. Dude's on his ass. Like this. Fucking with his arms up like this. Los is in between his fucking arms. Just bop, 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 bop. I mean, his head's doing this. He's just getting banked on, right? Los just beating his fucking ass. and fucking all of a sudden, they just, boom, they started to surround us. And Jose and them are up there. And they're like, hey, run to Flies. Because Flies fucking up there past this dirt lot and shit. Now, on Fly Street was like a bunch of abandoned houses and shit. And then there was like Flies and like 2 other ones still left. And they were full of paisas, like hella motherfuckers, like straight border hopping motherfuckers, right? These dudes just straight from Mexico, right? But a whole bunch of them, right? And they're just drunk as fuck. You know how they do it. So they're partying. So anyway, so we all start dipping. Except fucking Carlos. Big Los stayed. He stayed back. They fucking surround his ass and shit. He fucking pulls a knife. Right? And this is what he told me right after. He's like, yeah, I just started acting crazy and shit. So he starts jumping around with his knife. He's like, what? And like kind of fools came in. He said he got one, like, phew. Because he saw him like kind of do this number and shit. And these motherfuckers were like, why you gotta pull a knife? They got fucking guns and shit. This motherfucker's asking him like, why they gotta pull a knife? Or why you gotta pull a knife and shit. Right? So fucking, I remember I'm running through that fucking dirt lot. This big old dirt lot, right? And fools are bah, bah, bah. Gunshots going on behind us. They're blasting in the air and shit. They ain't even shooting at us. I didn't know that though. I thought I was gonna get caught in the back for sure. I was like just fucking running for my life. I didn't even know Los was still back there. This is what he told me later. Cause then he shows up. At so as soon as we run through the field, Jose's like fly, and man, there was like 40 paisas, and they just jumped to it and started chasing the black dudes. These motherfuckers got guns and they turned and started running and shit. And there was a hell of paisas just like fucking running, going crazy on these motherfuckers. It was nutty as fuck. And again, I'm like 9th grade, you know what I mean? I'm like a fucking teenager and shit. Alright, so long story short, all that blows over, so then the cops are going to come, right? So Big Los shows up, he got his knife out, whatever and shit. And so the cops are going to come, so he goes and hides under the car. He's like, Drew, bro, come with me, hide under this car with me. So me and him riding in the car, cops show up, and the cops don't give a fuck. Back then, they give a shit, right? I mean, this is the get, right? It was beat, so it's like, well, all right, you guys okay, nobody's dead, right? Peace, so they take off, and me and Los chopping it up, whatever. So we get out front of the car, and we all just start drinking, we all just start partying, we're blowing up shit, we're blowing up fucking like painters buckets and fucking like janitors buckets, them hard ass plastic buckets, boom, like blowing that shit up in the dirt parking lot, and it's like fucking a hole and shit's like an M1000. It was fucking bad. You can feel the heat. It was fucking badass, right? We're hammered as fuck. All of a sudden, one of the paisas, like, Norte comes up and shit, and they start talking about it, and the dude's like, I want to get jumped in, like, da-da-da. And so, you got Jose, you got Big Los, you got Raymond, they're legit, right? These motherfuckers legit. They've been jumped in, they're Northerners, right? So they can jump you in. So they're like, fuck it, because we're all drunk, and it's just like for fun. I don't think dude even realized, who knows where he is now, but anyway. So, hey, you know, he gets mopped up a little bit. And then all of a sudden, my boy Vic's like, it's Drew's turn. And I remember, it was like it went quiet. And like everybody just looked at me. And I remember like Big Los looked at me and he was like, you down? I was like, fuck it. Because, you know, like, the liquid courage and fuck, I love these guys. I already love these guys. I was like, you know, I looked, like I said before, like, I idolized Los. I looked up to him. I thought he was the shit, you know? And now here I am, his fucking friend. Fuck yeah. So I was like, fuck it, man. And sure shit, you know, get jumped in isn't as bad as you think. Because, you know, nobody really wants to hurt you and shit. It's all about just being down for it. The fact that you're going to be willing to take an ass whooping. You know what I mean? Like, that's all they want to know. It's like, so if I'm walking down the street with you, you know, it's just me and you, and shit jumps off, you know, at least I know that you're going to get my back, I'm going to get your back, and we're going to go down together, you know what I mean? Or do whatever we can. It's just about being down. And so, that's it, man. That's when I got jumped in, and I'll never forget. I'll never forget afterwards, you know. So, basically, I took, like one swing, and, you know, I was just getting banked on. So, I you know, my dad... my stepdad I grew up with, he you know, he taught me, like, he was talking about Golden Glove and shit, so before I started in junior high, he's like, you gotta learn to box, so he taught me some pointers that, you know, stayed with me all my life. So basically, I just fucking covered my face up, because I didn't want to get my nose broken and shit, and, you know, the next day I was pretty sore and whatnot, but I'll tell you what, getting up off the ground, they grab you like that, and you get the hugs, and Big Los hugged me, he's like, you're a Northerner now, bro, you're Norteño now, you're one of us now. It's like a, you know, it's like a gift. You know, I was a part of something. Like I never felt more belonged in my life. Just straight brothers, you know what I'm saying? And that was it. And and then I was like, it's Vic's turn, and he was like, no, you know. He ended up getting jumped in like a couple weeks later, a week later, down at the circle. We used to do our initiations and shit. Humphreys down by the water. I'll fucking tell you about that later. But yeah, it was it was like graduating, but just the hugs and just the belonging and it was it from that point on. Anyway, appreciate it, guys. I'm gonna go smash around real quick. I gotta go to the liquor store anyway, and I'm gonna put on this particular song because I really want to chime in on that story. It's fucking It's also from Deamons in My Sleep, I think Northern Cali Killer, whatever. Cause that story about the fucking waiting for his food and shit, word for word, that rap legitly Wood told us that story after it happened. He wore the pants with the rip in it because he was all fucking, you know, like a pride thing, like fucking chicken. You know what I'm saying? Like, but word for word, the way he told that story was exactly how he rapped it. So when I first heard that, I was like, this is fucking it. You know what I mean? That's exactly what fucking happened. And I'll tell you that the driver was a good homie. I'll get into that afterwards. Alright, thank you guys. Oh, I got myself a new stand and shit, so that's fine. Pretty good. So I'm moving on up, picking up more stuff. Still gotta get a mic. Those things are hard to find. Alright, thank you guys.